Hey there, Retro Racers! Welcome back to That's Entertainment, where nostalgia peels out of the starting line and screeches into your heart like a nitro-boosted memory. I'm Mike D'Angelo, aka That Tellest Guy, and today we're taking a look at the top 10 racing games on the NES. From RC cars to monster trucks, bikes to boats, and even cars with weapons at the ready, the NES had a surprising variety of racers that left tire tracks on our childhoods. So buckle up and grab your power-ups. We're going from 10 to 1 with a full tank of 8-bit adrenaline. Let's kick this list off with a game that's more chaotic than a wet go-kart track. Bump and Jump may look simple, but it's got that early 80s arcade edge. Speed, timing, and a lot of crashing. You're barreling down a vertically scrolling highway, avoiding obstacles and, of course, bumping other cars off the road. Oh, and you can jump. Like your whole car just springs up and hops over rivers and gaps. The name doesn't lie. It's goofy, fast, and pure arcade fun. If you've never given it a shot, trust me, it's a blast once you get the rhythm. You want big tires and bigger mayhem? Monster Truck Rally had it all. Tight turns, ramps, donuts, and multiplayer destruction. You could race, freestyle, and even build your own tracks. That's right, the NES had a monster truck game with a track editor. Sure, the physics are a little wild and wonky, but the multiplayer mode was a showstopper. Playing with friends meant chaotic jumps, mud pits, and the occasional accidental crash. For a lesser-known title, it really flexed what the NES could do when developers went all out. This one's a bit of a curveball, seeing as it's a racing game on water. Cobra Triangle puts you in control of a speedboat tricked out with weapons, because why not? Developed by Rare, this game blends racing with shooting and rescue missions. 1 second you're racing through rivers, and the next you're fending off sea monsters and saving swimmers. It's like if Baywatch met Spy Hunter, and it controls like a dream. This one gets major points for originality and polish. Let's talk style. Rad Racer was Square's answer to Outrun, and it looked good doing it. This game even had a 3D mode. You just needed those red and blue glasses that made you look like a 90s moviegoer. But gimmicks aside, Rad Racer had tight controls, a killer soundtrack, and a sense of speed that made you feel like you were in the zone. You could choose between a sports car and a Formula 1 racer, though both handled pretty much the same. For a game with just 2 buttons, it made you feel like you were burning serious rubber. Is it a racing game? Is it a shooter? Yes. Spy Hunter puts you behind the wheel of a car equipped with oil slicks, smoke screens, and machine guns. You were on a never-ending road, avoiding enemy agents and shooting everything in sight, all while that classic Peter Gunn theme played in the background. It had a little James Bond flair, since it was originally supposed to be a part of the Bond brand. It also has a lot of arcade charm. It's the kind of game where even crashing felt cool. And it had a sequel on the NES that went a bit under the radar. Fun fact, Spy Hunter is the game that humbled me in the 80s. I had previously been playing in a tournament, and games like Marble Madness and Joust were games I had some familiarity with, but Spy Hunter was a brand new beast for me, and it knocked me right off the pedestal. Excitebike is the godfather of NES racing. It's still one of the most iconic racers of all time. You didn't just race, you planned your jumps, balanced your landing, and managed your overheating engine. It had a surprising amount of depth for such a simple concept. And if you were like me, you spent hours making tracks in the design mode, usually with too many ramps and way too many speed boosts. It's basically Proto Trials HD in 8-bit form, and we love it for that. Excitebike and Kung Fu also helped pave the way for Super Mario Bros., so Excitebike has certainly earned its legacy. Okay, real talk. Mach Rider doesn't get enough credit. It's one of those early NES games that got overshadowed by the Marios and Zeldas, but it was doing some wild stuff for its time. You've got speed, guns, and even a post-apocalyptic narrative, told mostly through the manual, which was classic NES. You race through the wasteland, blasting enemies and dodging obstacles, and it's way harder than it looks. Bonus points. There's a course editor here too. And if you're a Smash Bros. Fan wondering who the heck Mach Rider is, this game's your answer. Who do you think we'll see first in the pantheon of playable characters? Is it Mach Rider or Mike from Star Tropics? I'll admit, I first played Super Off-Road on the Amiga, but the NES version holds up surprisingly well. It's isometric, arcade-style, and ridiculously addictive. You race 3 other trucks around short, looped dirt tracks, picking up nitros and cash to upgrade your ride. And if you had the 4-score or NES Satellite, oh yeah, 4-player mayhem. Every race feels like a brawl. It's one of the best multiplayer experiences on the system, period. You know it, you love it, RC Pro-Am is legendary. Rare was firing on all cylinders here. You controlled remote control cars on curving tracks full of hazards, weapons, and collectibles. The sense of speed, unreal. The computers, ruthless. The satisfaction of launching a missile at a rival car and zipping past them for the win, priceless. Everything about this game felt dialed in and precise. It was the NES racer for a lot of folks, and for good reason. It even had a sequel on the NES, and it was one that could be played by 4 people simultaneously. Topping our list is a game that took the racing formula and shrunk it down even further. Literally. Micro Machines was fast, funny, and absolutely brilliant. You weren't just racing, you were zipping around breakfast tables, tool benches, and bathtubs. The top-down perspective gave you a perfect view of the action, and every track was a playground of household chaos. Best of all, it was a blast with a friend. Whether you were spinning out in maple syrup or getting bumped off a ruler, Micro Machines was endlessly entertaining and totally unique. For creativity, controls, and charm, it earns the top spot. And that's the list. From full-size race cars to tiny toy trucks, the NES had a little bit of everything when it came to racing. And it's wild how many of these still hold up today. Did your favorite make the list? What NES racer blew your mind back in the day? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and slam that notification bell so you never miss another nostalgic lap around the 8-bit track. Until next time, this is Mike D'Angelo, signing off. Stay rad, stay retro, and keep racing. Check out our review for Arcade Paradise. It's a very fun, retro-heavy game. If you're into D&D, you can also check out our sister channel, Tellist, where we have plenty of maps on display. And we'll also be refreshing this channel with new retro reviews, so keep an eye out.